So we're going on a hike, and we're going to test this configuration out. So we're in the woods behind our property. We're getting into the Gamelands here. We're going to try and walk down this trail down to the Dan River and see whether we can't reach that and see what it looks like. I really haven't been down this trail before. This is the entrance to the trail here. There's the trailhead. Not many people will be going on this trail. This is the NC Caswell County their state Gamelands in Caswell County. On this side, I think there's around 12,000 acres, and I think there's about 16,000 acres total on this Gameland. Typically, it's hunted for deer. Maybe other wildlife. I don't expect to see anybody out here today. So we're about probably more than halfway through the trail. It's really sort of it's less of a trail, it's more of a road for probably them to reach the inner parts of the Gamelands for, I don't know, probably to get people in and out, because there's all sorts of trails that are offshoot from this main trail or roadway or whatever you want to call it. It's just a grassy area, but it's quite easy to walk along. You're probably wondering how I'm set up, because it's a little bit, everybody, when they get into photography, sort of develops their own style. This is sort of something I've thought about long and hard, because I wanted to be able to do two things, sort of incorporate video with photography, because, well, when I started about a year ago, I picked up the Canon M50. I've loved this camera. I then got a gimbal, loved that. Used it mainly for video. I didn't do very much photography with it, a little bit here and there, but I didn't really have good lenses, and I think really for photography you need to have good glass. So just before Christmas I picked up this, and this is the Sony A7 Mark III, A7R Mark III, which is the higher resolution camera. Picked up a couple of good lenses for it, especially this one, which is my favorite. It's the 24-105 Sony. It's in the f4 lens. Says GOSS on it. I'm not sure what that means. This lens is beautiful. It's got a lot of flexibility, so when you're out in the woods you can get pictures of everything. You can push, pull in, get close to things. It's not great for wildlife. I wouldn't recommend it for wildlife. I've been thinking about getting a 100 to 400, but honestly, with the style that I've developed here, I don't know that it would work, because it would be a lot of extra weight. I'd be changing lenses all the time. I do pull back and shoot in 24mm a lot, and I do push out to 105. And with this camera, because it's high resolution, 42 megapixel, I can use the APS-C crop mode on it and get it to push out to 150 without having to even worry about whether I have whether I'll still have room to crop and post. So now I'm really happy with this setup. I had thought about maybe using the iPhone for the video, but you know, honestly, I think the iPhone, it's nice to have it in my pocket. It's nice to be able to use it for Google Maps. It's nice to be able to, you know, if you have to get texts or if you have to make phone calls while you're out here, because otherwise I'd probably have it on some kind of a tripod or something else so that I could utilize it like a camera. So it didn't work. So now I'm using the Canon M50 and more, and doing the combination of the two of being able to do, you know, both photography and videography at the same time and getting the results that I'm looking for. As you can see, shooting this right now, it's wide open at f2. It's a beautiful little lens. I believe it's a 20 millimeter for the EOS M system. Keeps the system very light. It's like a pancake lens, so it's great. It has good quality for video. I haven't used it for photography, but you know, it's a prime lens, so it wouldn't have the flexibility that this lens has. So this is my style. This is what I've developed, and you know, and this is really the first day I'm out here trying it out in the way that I would like to see. And tomorrow I'm going out to a place called Sharp Top, and it's about 2 hours from here, and it's quite an incline. So I'm hoping that I won't be, you know, I won't have a heart attack while I'm doing it. It's a beautiful day, and probably in the 50s. I'm really sort of overdressed for it. I'm sweating right now. So I probably could have gotten away with no coat or just a light jacket. And I can just imagine that this trail in another month or two is just going to be beautiful with all the flowers that'll be coming out, all the leaves that'll be coming on the trees. So we'll have to come back here then and just check it out and see the difference. So this is what's marked on the map as the river. As you can see, it's not much of a river. It's more like a, I don't know, just sort of a, I mean, I can walk across it, and I mean, I need hiking boots to do it. It's a little damp, wet, but imagine it moves when it rains. This has got to be one of a feeder tributary or something. I don't know. But there isn't much of a flow to it here. I don't know if I'll follow this out or go up and try and connect up with that other trail that's up that way a little bit. Gonna figure that out now. Wait a minute. I think I actually found the river. Here it is. It just wasn't shown correctly on the map. Well, I'll be damned. And maybe we can work our way back up along this back towards the house. It's getting late. This is beautiful. Just trying to work our way along the river, heading back up towards my property. Well, it's starting to rain, so I got to get back. I really can't go much further than this. I'm gonna have to start heading up that hill. This is sort of the closest tangent right now from the back to the main path. So I gotta, you know, go from here, the river, up through those woods. So here we are. I'm back on the main trail. I'm going that way. And it's starting to rain. So I got to start to hoof it. So I don't think I'm going to videotape anymore until I get back onto my property. So see you then. Oh, by the way, this video was made possible by Google Maps, because I'd be lost without it.